Hey there, it is Dr. Nicole, the confidence coach. Just jumping on with a fresh word today as I pour up another cup of confidence. So, today it's my desire just to encourage you to find the treasure within the trial this holiday season. As we prepare for a Thanksgiving season like we've never had before, I've heard a lot of people who are focusing on all the things they're missing or that they wish they had or that they wish they could do this season. I've heard news report after news report interviewing people who are sharing true feelings of disappointment with us having to make adjustments due to this pandemic. I totally get it. The year 2020 has been like a year like no other. In fact, this will be the first year that my family and I won't be spending Thanksgiving together, with our normal traditions. I know we're not the only, there are going to be millions of other families, maybe your family. And we're just going to be doing things different, making do until our situation changes. But you know what? That's all right. Yes, there are a lot of things that I will miss this year. I'm not going to be able to see my mom face to face and break bread, though she's going to be cooking and I'm going to be cooking and we're going to exchange, food, but we won't be able to sit at the same table and break bread. I won't be able to share laughs with my sister friends because usually around the Thanksgiving holiday, we get together. We get together. We do girl things. In fact, one of my good girlfriends, Nat, normally makes the macaroni and cheese and brings it to the house. And that is her dish that she brings to our Thanksgiving table. Well, this year we're not going to have Matt's macaroni and cheese. I won't be able to go to a movie. You know how the movies come out with their blockbusters every Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I'm used to spending Thanksgiving checking out at least one movie in a packed movie theater with some hot butter popcorn and a nice drink. I'm not going to be able to do that this season. Now let's not even talk about the malls and the Black Friday shopping and packing out the mall and seeing all the specials and just getting into that traditional holiday spirit, but despite all of that, I have to focus on the many things that I do have to be thankful for. I've got to, and I hope that you will as well, dig deep to find the treasures in the midst of the trial. I'm quite aware because I've been talking to people and I've been going through myself. But if you're struggling with having to stay home and to limit your travel plans this holiday, I challenge you, instead of focusing on what you can't do, I want you to just be challenged to be thankful that you're able to even see another Thanksgiving. Because the reality is there are hundreds of thousands of our sisters and brothers this year alone who aren't going to be able to pull up to the Thanksgiving table, even if it's a Thanksgiving table with just a few. So I challenge you to really be grateful for that. If you're feeling frazzled and frustrated, maybe with your family, maybe your kids aren't listening, maybe the spouse is getting on your reserve nerve, who knows? But if that's your situation, I challenge you to really focus your attention and be grateful on the fact that God has kept his hand upon your family. That no matter how wacky and crazy and, how much they drive you crazy, you should be thankful for them. The fact that he has kept you and he's kept them, and rest assured that he hasn't brought you all this far to leave you. How about that? That's what you can focus your attention on. If you're feeling disappointed, I know how it feels to be here at the end of the year and to be thinking, my gosh, this year is looking a lot different than I had anticipated at the top of the year. But if that is your story and you're feeling a little bit of disappointment, a little bit of sadness because 2020 didn't turn out the way that you had intended, I challenge you to be thankful that God has granted you the ability to move and to adapt and to adjust in the midst of uncertainty. Guess what? You're still standing. That's that's a lot right there. The fact that you are still standing here at the end of the year, that you've not lost your mind, that you have your health, that you have some things you've had to maneuver, you've had to pivot, you've had to make some changes, but baby, you are still standing. So for that, you need to be grateful for. If you're feeling the pain about some things that you've learned about yourself or about others in this season, I challenge you to rejoice that God exposed those things during this hard season of life. As painful as it is, I know firsthand the pain and disappointment. Believing in one thing only to be blindsided by another. I know that pain. I know the sting of loving someone, loving them, sowing into them, and believing in them, only to find that they didn't love you back. I know that. That hurts. I know the feeling of having the wind taken out of you as God exposes the unthinkable and the unimaginable. And you're sitting there trying to catch your breath because you were blindsided. But the fact that God loves you enough to expose those things, to expose things about yourself, but to also expose things about others is a beautiful thing. He loves you enough that he will not have you in the dark. And so for that, as crazy as it is, I challenge you to be grateful. I have heard it said, you may be familiar with the term, God's rejection. Well, rejection is God's protection. So sometimes in life, as we go through and we feel rejected by others, we're feeling doors closed, we're feeling like things aren't going the way that we thought they would. That is God preparing us for the best thing that he has, for the best people that he has, for the best opportunities that he has. So for me, many of us, myself, all of us, the season has shaken some things up, and we've learned that this next season that's on the horizon may look a little bit different. Some won't be going the way that we thought they would. We may not be going in the pathway that we thought we would. All of that is okay, but we can still give thanks. So now it's time to turn that little frown you have, turn it upside down and be grateful this season. The reality is the very thing that the enemy thought he was going to use in 2020 to destroy you, God is turning around and he is using it for good. So settle into this Thanksgiving holiday. I want you to take an inventory and count your blessings one by one. And I want you to think of every single thing in your life that you have to be grateful for, because you are so blessed. You are so blessed. Even in the midst of a pandemic, you are so blessed. So take an inventory this time. All right. As always, it's Dr. Nicole, the confidence coach. And as always, I like to say it's been real. It's been real hanging out. It's been real sharing my heart. It's been real pouring up another cup of confidence. I invite you to check out old archives of our Cup of Confidence segments. I invite you to hop on over to my personal website at therealnicolesteele.com to check out freebies and different things that you can take advantage of out there to continue to fill up your cup of confidence. And I invite you to share this word if it has blessed you with somebody else that you love. All right. So this Thanksgiving, I am thankful for you. I hope that you will be taking an inventory of all of the things that you have to be thankful for. And again, remember to find the treasure in the midst of the trials. Be safe and God bless.